Today's video is all about helping you to feel more confident speaking English at work. It's a pronunciation lesson that will help you to pronounce 50 of the most common words in business English. And we'll focus mostly on syllable stress and the correct sounds you need to use so that you can communicate confidently, professionally, and be sure that you will always be understood. What is important today is that you are here to practice out loud with me. These business words are used at work every single day. So I want you to practice with me until they just roll off your tongue and you can feel confident that you sound natural and that you'll be able to communicate clearly with your colleagues and your clients. So these 50 words start at A1 beginner level. You will definitely know them, but we'll focus on pronunciation. And we'll progressively move through the levels all the way to C1 advanced words. Now, there is a free PDF to accompany this lesson, which is going to be really helpful for you to practice with, especially the homework task that I have at the end of the video for you. The PDF includes all 50 words and example sentences, but also the definitions and wider word families that you need to be aware of. So it's super helpful. You can get it by clicking the link down in the description. And if you'd like, you can also join to get our newsletter. You'll get all of our future lessons, worksheets, and future business English opportunities as well. Okay, are you ready to get started? You are about to hear all of these words pronounced in my Australian English accent. And there are some variations across different English accents, but they are all widely understood. I have intentionally left a pause after all of the words and example sentences so that you can practice with me out loud. Don't leave me hanging, all right? You've got to join in too. Company. Company. That stress is on the first syllable. Company. Our company specializes in software development. Business. Just 2 syllables there. Business. We need to discuss our business strategy. Team. That long vowel sound. Team. Team, not Tim. Team. Tim leads our team of engineers. Project. Now, there are a couple of different ways to pronounce this word. Project, with the short O vowel sound in that first syllable. Project, like the same vowel sound that's in go. Project. It's very common in Australia. And project, which is more common in America. Any of these pronunciations will be understood. Just make sure that you are stressing that first syllable because it's a noun. Project. The new project will launch next month. Customer. Customer. Again, that stress on the first syllable, the second and third reduce down to the schwa, the unstressed vowel sound. Customer. We value customer feedback. Product. Product. Make sure you are pronouncing the last 2 consonant sounds in this word. K, t, k, t. Product. Product. Some of my students mispronounce this word as product without pronouncing the t sound. Product. The new product launch was successful. roll, roll. Some tricky consonant sounds here. O, roll. She played a key role in negotiations. Industry, industry. Stress on the first syllable. Industry. He worked in the automotive industry all his life. Solution, solution. Stress on the second syllable. Solution. We need to find a solution to this problem. Decision. And we have a difficult consonant sound here. It's not present in many languages. It's that zh sound. Zh, zh. Decision, decision. And that second syllable is the stressed one. Decision. We need to make a decision soon. Technology, technology. That second syllable is stressed. Technology. Often shortened to just tech. Much easier. Our company invests heavily in technology. Process, process. That first syllable is stronger. Process. We need to streamline the process. Environment, environment. Can you hear where the stress is? On that second syllable. Environment. We strive to create a positive work environment. Employee, employee. Now the stress is on that second syllable. Employ, employ, E, that long vowel sound at the end. Employee. We appreciate the sacrifice our employees made during the pandemic. Department, department. That second syllable is stressed again. Department. She heads the marketing department. Performance, performance. Make sure that second syllable is stressed. Performance. And don't forget that last consonant sound. Performance. Performance. We need to improve team performance. Development. Development. So you can hear that stress is on the second syllable. Development. That third syllable reduces down to the schwa. We don't hear oh. Development. Lip, lip, lip. Development. Development. The new product development is underway. Communication. Communication. We have a primary and a secondary stress here. Communication. communication, communication, communication. Clear communication is essential. Presentation. Can you hear where the stress is? There's a primary and a secondary stress. Presentation. Presentation. He gave an excellent presentation. Management. That consonant sound is tricky. J, j. Manage. Management. The management team is meeting at 3 p.m. Financial. 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 The financial reports look positive this month. Client. Need to be careful with these vowels here. A lot of my students say client, client. So we have 2 syllables. Client, client. We need to meet with the client tomorrow. Competitor. Competitor. You can hear that second syllable is the stress one, and the others are so fast. Da-da, da-da, da-da. You may hear the t sound, ta-ta, or you might hear the flap T sound. It sounds more like a D. Da-da. Competitor. Competitor. He used to work with one of our competitors. Policy. Policy. We need to update our company policy. Operation. Operation. That third syllable is stressed. Operation. She oversees the daily operations. Quality. That QU can be a little tricky to pronounce. It's the consonants k, w together. Qu, qu, qual, qual, quality. He's responsible for quality control. Efficient. Efficient. Second syllable is stressed. Efficient. Efficient. This is a really efficient process. Strategy. Again, we've got this j, j consonant sound. Strategy. 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 He's come up with a new strategy for customer acquisition. Revenue. Revenue. Stress on the first syllable. Revenue. Venue. Revenue. The company's revenue increased by 15% last quarter. Budget. Budget. J, j. Budget. 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 Now this can be a noun and a verb. Has the September budget been approved yet? Economical. Where's that stress? Economical. economical. Now, you might hear this word pronounced econominal with a different vowel sound at the start, or economical. Economical. The second option is by far the most economical. Majority. Majority. That second syllable is stressed. Majority. And you can hear that I'm pronouncing that flap T sound at the end. The. Majority. The overwhelming majority of complaints came from mining companies. Acquire. Acquire. Where's that stress? Second syllable. And again, we've got this k, w consonant cluster. Quai, quai, acquire. How long will it take to acquire the necessary skills? Agenda. Agenda. Gen. Agenda. Agenda. Okay, let's review the agenda for today's meeting. Investment. Investment. Now you can hear that those T sounds are very soft. Investment. Both of them are stop T's. All right, so you don't need to aspirate, you don't need to let go of the air afterwards. Investment. It was a very wise investment of company resources. Leadership. Leadership. She demonstrated strong leadership. Innovative. Innovative. You might also hear innovative. They've developed some really innovative solutions. Negotiate. Negotiate. That stress is on the second syllable. Negotiate. Negotiate. The unions have been negotiating for better working conditions. Negotiation. Negotiation. Can you hear how the stressed syllable changes between negotiate and negotiation? Is negotiation an option? Deadline. Deadline. The deadline is Friday. Contract. Contract. Now, I want to draw your attention to that double consonant at the end, that cluster. Kt, kt. Contract. Contract. We signed a new contract with the client. Clause. Clause. This one can be a little tricky because of the number of vowel letters in there. It's not clause, but clause. So the same vowel sound as in door. Claw. Clause. Z. voiced z sound. Clause. Please review the termination clause in your contract. Diverse. Diverse. So that second syllable is the stressed one. Diverse. There are diverse opinions among the group. Diversify. Diversify. We want to diversify our product range. Viable. V, the voiced v sound. Viable. Viable. This is a great advanced word. Viable. Is it a viable option? There are no viable alternatives. Gauge. Gauge. Again, this one's a little tricky because of the vowel letters in there, but the vowel sound is the diphthong A, like in day. Gauge. Gauge. We use customer feedback to gauge satisfaction. Collaborate. 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 This is a fantastic word to use in a professional context. Collaborate. In future, let's collaborate on projects like this. Collaboration. Collaboration. We've got a primary and a secondary stress in here. Ray is our primary stress and lab is our secondary stress. Collaboration. 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 In our company, teamwork and collaboration are essential for success. Problematic. Problematic. Can you hear where that stress is, that primary stress? Problematic. Problematic. The current political climate makes that idea problematic. That moment you realize that you only recorded 49 of the 50 words that you promised. This is the 50th word. Skeptical. Skeptical. So that first syllable is the strongest. Skeptical. Second syllable is unstressed, and the third is actually what we call a syllabic consonant. So there's no vowel sound here, but we move very quickly between the k consonant sound, where we're making that sound at the back of our throat, and then quickly moving the tongue up behind the teeth into the position of the O consonant sound. Oh, cool, cool. So this is the third syllable. Skeptical, skeptical. It's a little bit hard for you to do to push those two consonant sounds together. Just imagine a teeny tiny little schwa sound in there. Cool, cool, cool. Skeptical, skeptical. I'm skeptical about his chances of winning. Nice work. Well done! You made it through 50 of the most common business English words and had lots of practice. Tell me though, which one of those words was most difficult for you to pronounce? Or maybe there was a few. Let me know down in the comments. Now, if you really want to improve your pronunciation, I have a homework task for you. Download the worksheet so that you can get all of those words in order and record yourself saying those words out loud. Then come back and listen to this video again one by one so that you can compare your pronunciation to mine and genuinely hear which words and which sounds you need to focus on. I have to tell you that the majority of English students don't do this, and the majority of them continue to struggle with their pronunciation. My students are always super surprised by how helpful this process is of recording yourself. They can find out how they need to improve, what they need to improve by listening with their own ears and comparing it to my pronunciation. It really is an excellent way to identify your pronunciation challenges. I hope you found this lesson helpful, and I'm looking forward to seeing you back here again very soon. Bye for now.